Right now, live at 5, hundreds of canceled flights on Christmas Eve. A look at how that travel nightmare impacted the nation. Plus, a Duluth nonprofit celebrates the lives of those experiencing homelessness who died this year. Why this season has been more challenging than any other. And with some significant snow in the forecast, an important reminder from the city of Duluth ahead of what could be its first snow emergency.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Briggs LaSavage. Kristen is off tonight. Some travelers were feeling the holiday stress this morning. Christmas flight cancellations at airports across the U.S. topped 300. We're told weather problems and COVID staffing shortages are to blame. Our sister station in the Twin Cities spoke to frustrated travelers at MSP Airport.
Once my daughter and I got to the Rochester airport, we saw that the flight had been canceled and the whole airport was vacant.
Christine Job and her daughter live in Rochester, and they're headed to Bismarck, North Dakota to see her parents for the holiday.
I didn't receive any text or messages about the cancellation, so it was a surprise when we got to the airport.
First, Job tried calling Delta and quickly learned many people were having the same problem as her.
I did try to call the Delta 1-800 number, and they said that there was like over a 4-hour wait, so that wasn't going to happen.
The Omicron COVID variant has impacted a lot of Delta flight crews, and Delta says that they've exhausted their resources trying to reroute flights and substitute crews to make this work. The future ticketing assistance desk behind me here at MSP Airport has been busy all morning and afternoon trying to find new options for people.
They're telling us it's at least 3 days to get any of us anywhere near LA or Hawaii to go where we need to go, which to me seems a little crazy.
The Osmond family is trying to get to Hawaii for their first family vacation since before the pandemic. Their connection to Los Angeles on Delta was canceled.
We've been kind of looking forward to this because we haven't been on vacation, obviously, the past couple of years. And this is supposed to be like a big trip for us, but we don't really know what to do now.
Delta tried to rebook as many people as they could for same-day travel. Christine and her daughter got the Christmas gift they didn't expect, a new flight and a whole lot of gratitude.
You just gotta go with the rolls of the dice, and troubleshoot and, make the best of it, and look on the bright side. At least, we'll still be able to see my folks.
While flights in or out of Duluth were not impacted, Delta canceled 20 flights coming and going from MSP this morning. For those of us not traveling this holiday, it was a great day to get outside. This is a look at Duluth's Chester Creek this morning. It felt unseasonably warm out there in much of our region. And we also caught a guy wearing shorts, I'm told, out walking his dog, too. So definitely not the Christmas Eve we're used to. Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, it may be mild today, might have been mild today, but sounds like that's not going to stick around for long.
That's right, Briggs. A cold front overnight tonight is going to knock us back to where we belong for December, and even cooler than that, although a bigger cool down could be with us later next week. In between, if you're traveling tonight for Christmas Eve, looks like it's picture perfect. Whether you're Santa aloft out flying or down on the ground, driving, our road conditions are good all across the board. So if you are heading to grandmother's house tonight, should be all right. But starting calm, well, we're going to be picking up towards snow chances as the weekend unfolds. Christmas Day does hold a chance for some light snow. There's the low pressure system up to our north. Its cold front is what's going to dial our temperatures back overnight tonight. And then the general lift of the low brings us a 60% chance for about an inch of snow on Saturday afternoon. So our short-term forecast starts fair tonight, partly cloudy but cool, then cloudier with that afternoon snow chance tomorrow. High temp only 15. Sunday night into Monday, that's when a bigger Colorado low could come to call, and it looks like a moderate to even heavy snowfall coming. We'll talk about how much with our latest estimates in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Dave. Tonight, we're still waiting for more information on a fatal house fire just north of Bemidji. The fire broke out around 6 yesterday morning in Liberty Township. This is a look at the aftermath. Beltrami County officials say they recovered 2 bodies from the 2nd floor. We still don't know the names of those who died. We do know, though, that fire crews had been searching for 2 children yesterday. The 2 bodies have been taken to the medical examiner's office and an autopsy is scheduled. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. We'll update you when we learn more. Meanwhile, a woman was taken to the hospital after a condemned Duluth building caught fire overnight. Firefighters responded to the Esmond building, formerly known as the Seaway Hotel, on West Superior Street just after 11 last night. Flames were coming from the second floor when they got there. Crews quickly extinguished what turned out to be a small fire. A woman was inside at the time, but made it out on her own. She was taken to the hospital, but there's no word on her condition tonight. Firefighters say that someone squatting inside the building started the fire, but it's been ruled accidental. The building is supposed to be torn down soon. More people experiencing homelessness in the Twin Ports died this year than ever before. On the steps of City Hall today, a Duluth nonprofit held its annual Christmas Eve Vigil to honor their lives. CBS3's Rob Coles attended that ceremony and spoke to organizers to find out why this year was so much worse.
Organizers say today's vigil was meant to be a funeral for those who won't be having a funeral of their own. The ceremony began with singing and prayer. Then Chum officials read the names aloud of those who died this year, one by one. Sadly, this year they read 72 names. Chum says this is their longest list of names in a single year yet. Usually the ceremony honors about 45 people. As each name was read, community members walked to the steps of City Hall holding a sign displaying the name of the deceased. Though many of the individuals who died this year had experienced homelessness, some were not homeless when they died.
The reason we include formerly homeless folks is because often they don't, they're folks that have lived in poverty, experienced, hardships, and maybe don't have a family to remember them.
Organizers say of the people who were honored today, 4 died of COVID-19. They say 1/3 of the deaths were due to an overdose. Now, in addition to the ceremony, Chum also accepted donations, both durable goods and money. And as part of Chum's ongoing efforts to help the most vulnerable in the Northland this winter, they're operating a warming center that is open 7 days a week through the end of March. They also offer a variety of services year-round to Northlanders in need, including a food pantry.
Thank you, Rob. We'll hear from a Northlander who attended today's vigil for the first time, coming up tonight at 6. And still to come on Live at 5, how a special donation is helping more young girls experience the Northland's outdoors.
Reliable starts here at Interstate Battery in Superior, Wisconsin. Shop our wide variety of car, AAA, phone, key, and sealed lead-acid batteries. Find the right battery right away with the help of our expert staff. Visit us today at 426 John Avenue in Superior.
As a family-owned home improvement store, Menards knows Christmas is all about tradition. No matter how your traditions may look, the spirit of the season stays the same. We thank you for making Menards a part of your year. Whether you strolled through the enchanted forest, picked up everyday items, or finished your biggest projects, from our family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year.
Critics are raving over first-time Duluth author Nick Campanella's Path of Affliction, a fast-paced, gritty thriller set in Duluth. Sears the consequences of crime in your mind. A great read or gift. Order online at Amazon, Target, or Barnes & Noble.
I remember my son was going to grow up without a father.
I didn't think someone at 23 could be diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was probably the healthiest I had been in my life.
Early detection of a melanoma saved my life.
I survived testicular cancer because of early detection.
I survived cancer not once but twice because of early detection.
During the pandemic, you may have delayed or canceled routine cancer screenings. It's time to get those appointments back on the books. Early detection saves lives.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
School visits are an important part of kind of being part of the community outside of the TV station here. When I was in 6th grade, that's when I learned meteorology was it for me. Being on the other side of that now, for me being able to kind of pursue that, it's important for me to then be able to get back into the community. If I can go into a classroom and get just one person who was interested, or just one person who, leaves there knowing like, wow, I learned something new today. For me, I did my job, and that means a lot to me.
Watch meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt weekdays at 5 a.m.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Bentleyville on this Christmas Eve. Traditionally a very popular time to check out that holiday light display over at Bayfront Park. They'll be open until 10 tonight and tomorrow for Christmas too. Monday is Bentleyville's last night of the season. That flew by, so you'll want to get any last-minute trips in while you still can. Dave will be in with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region. How you can give back to the community in Moose Lake, and a message to Washburn residents about what to do with your Christmas tree after the holidays. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start off in Moose Lake tonight, where they're looking for people to serve on some city boards. The terms on the Park Board, Library Board, and Cemetery Board all start next year. To apply, you can submit a letter to the Moose Lake City Administrator. You can email those to the address there on your screen, send them in by mail, or drop them off at City Hall. And next we head to Ely, where the Rotary made a big donation this week, helping young girls experience adventure in the Northlands outdoors. They gave Camp Ascatoken an $800 check to help cover the cost of next summer's trip to Rainy Lake. Every year, more than a dozen teenage girls from Ely participate in that 4-day writing workshop, alongside 2 local authors as well. We have information on how you can make a donation to this special nonprofit on our website. And we wrap up tonight in Washburn. City leaders there have some suggestions on where to drop off your Christmas tree after the holidays. They're pointing people to behind the city garage near 5th Avenue West and Omaha Street. You do have to take all the decorations off your tree first. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, a hot meal for our nation's heroes. How the Twin Ports gave back to those who served this holiday.
Record high temp for today, 47 degrees from 1881. Today we got close, hit 43 degrees at the airport. But that was with the warm front portion of the low. Now the cold front's coming to call tonight. We're going to knock ourselves back down towards normal, if not a little bit cooler than normal. We'll talk about that, a chance for light snow on Christmas Day, and a chance for bigger snow on Monday, coming our way after our break.
Stay connected to Live Local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
We're getting the band back together.
I'm just so excited to be back with Kristen on the anchor desk. It's been so long, but it feels like it's been no time at all.
Yeah.
I feel like we just have a great connection, and
Having someone come onto the show who loves the area as much as I do, who knows the area as well as I do, like she's from here. I mean, it's the perfect fit.
Live local to a T.
Watch Kristen and Briggs at 5 and 6 p.m.
For you to learn something new every evening, we need to write something new. And that's why winning the 2021 Emmy Award for Outstanding Writing makes us smile. The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
We start tonight with fair weather around our region. We shook off that morning chance for the rain-snow mix fairly quickly. Now tonight, smooth flying for Santa aloft and smooth driving for us down at the ground. Calm weather tonight. Saturday, a little bit rambunctious in the afternoon with a chance for a little light snow, which means about an inch. Then Sunday, the day starts pretty nice, partly sunny. But as we go through the day, a Colorado low coming up from the southwest will increase clouds. And in the evening, give us a snow chance that could become moderate, even heavy, through about noon on Monday. So snow fans, this is a system for you. For the rest of us, we will have to exercise the proverbial caution while traveling, perhaps on the way back from our Christmas weekend. All right, let's move on now and talk about the current conditions at Duluth International. Current temp still warm at 39 degrees, but that'll be solved by a cold front later on tonight. Relative humidity 73%, wind westerly northwesterly 10 miles per hour, and air pressure already on the lower side at 29.41 inches of mercury. That lower pressure will lead to that snow chance by tomorrow afternoon. Let's get into our current temperatures here, and they're warm across the board. Upper 30s in the Upper Peninsula, and the range for northern Wisconsin is going 36 in La Pointe to 40 towards Superior. Actually 33 in Hayward is our cool spot in that state for the moment. Getting into Minnesota, the temperature range is mid-20s from International Falls to upper 30s down towards Moose Lake. But again, with a cold front coming in with a low pressure system, we're going to drop below zero perhaps for International Falls and Hibbing, and single digits then for the rest of the region by tomorrow morning for Christmas morning. Doppler map right now, still some clouds in the sky after we, like I mentioned, shook off that morning chance for the rain-snow mix that came across very briefly here and didn't do too badly for our roadways. In fact, good driving conditions across the board tonight in case you have to travel. So the situation we're facing here tonight is the cold front with an occluded low coming across, knocking our temperatures down. And then the general lift of the low on Saturday afternoon brings us that chance for the 1 inch of snow. 60% shot for Minnesota, 70 for Wisconsin and for Michigan. This is the Colorado low creeping our way, though. That's going to bring us the bigger snows Sunday night on into Monday morning. I'm thinking the general range of snow totals could run about 4 to 8 inches if it pays off. Well, let's talk about the precip payoff for Saturday. In the afternoon, across the region, that's when we're looking at that chance for the 1 inch of snow. So that's a light situation on Saturday. But Sunday starts off calm, as I mentioned, but as we get into the evening, the snow chance builds in from the southwest, and it's a good 80% snow chance that'll go through about the noon hour on Monday. And by the time that wraps up, yeah, I think our general range of snow totals could go about 4 from Orr to almost 9 for the Twin Ports, and from the 4 to 8 inch range going from the UP over towards Moose Lake. So again, snow fans will like this situation and get a chance to get out and enjoy their favorite wintertime activities. Tonight, cool in Minnesota, 5 below inland, but 11 above by the lake. Wisconsin and Michigan, milder, low temps there, 8 to 13 above, and we all get a partly cloudy sky. For tomorrow, again, there's a 70% chance for afternoon inch of snow, Wisconsin, Michigan, with highs from 18 to 24, just a little bit cooler than normal. Minnesota numbers run from 10 inland to 19 by the lake, with a 60% chance for that afternoon inch of snow. And now with the extended forecast, yep, Sunday night, the snow chance begins, lasts through about noon Monday, and again, 4 to 8 inches is possible then. Tuesday gets another low, Briggs, that could bring perhaps 2 to 4 inches of snow. That follows up with flurries next Wednesday, and when we shake off the snow chances, then the Arctic air comes to call to end the old year. We'll even drop to 10 below here in the Twin Ports by next Thursday morning.
Yeah, you, Caitlin, and Peter are going to be very busy over the next few days, it seems like.
That is very true, but that's what we live for. So we're ready to track these systems and keep our eye on them.
Absolutely. We'll be keeping you updated online, on air, and on our apps as well. Thank you, Dave. Well, with the chance of some significant snow in the forecast, as Dave just mentioned, Duluth leaders want to make sure you know what to do during a snow emergency. This winter season will be the first time Duluth uses this new protocol. They haven't called one yet during any of our recent snowfalls. A snow emergency will always be called by 4 in the afternoon. Then at that point, you have 5 hours to move your vehicle off any snow emergency routes. There are designated parking lots where you can move your car to. There's not a specific snow total amount that will trigger a snow emergency. Instead, city officials say they will declare one on a case-by-case basis.
It really just depends on what the conditions are, how our equipment would handle whatever conditions are being thrown at us.
You can find a map of the snow emergency routes on our website. We will always make sure to let you know on air, on our website, and mobile apps when one gets declared. And you can soon add ice skating to the list of activities provided by Spirit Mountain. Spirit is opening a skating rink at the Grand Avenue Chalet. It will be free and open to everyone. There's a grand opening event there happening on the night of January 7th, where the public is invited to enjoy a bonfire, hot chocolate, and marshmallows, and hit the rink, too. The rink will be open and lit during Spirit Mountain's typical hours of operation. Today, a Duluth VFW served the community a holiday feast. Local Post 137 in Lincoln Park carried on its 30-year tradition. The VFW served a Christmas meal of turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, and veggies. The goal is to feed anyone in the community in need of a nice dinner. Event organizers say it's a great way to give back with a little bit of home cooking.
We have people who come here who say, this is the only good meal we get all year sometimes. And I've had other people say it's just like going to Grandma's house. It's all scratch. Nothing is made out of a box.
Made with lots of love, it sounds like, too. Meals were served today between noon and 3 p.m. All supplies were donated by community members. Well, it's what the Christmas holiday is all about, the spirit of giving. And that's exactly what one Rochester family experienced after receiving a surprise package in the mail. Kat Raleigh took her 9-year-old daughter's Christmas list and shoved it in her purse before heading out to the store. But somewhere along the way, she lost it. At the time, she had no idea. Then all of a sudden, a few days later, Kat and her family got a package on their doorstep.
I was trying to go buy some cologne, and I just happened to kick a piece of paper on the ground, looked down to see what it was.
That's Chris Jacobson. He found that letter on the floor at Kohl's in Rochester. Since it had the little girl's name and address on it, he thought he'd play the big guy in red and handpick some of the items off her list himself. What a nice guy. Then he mailed the package off to the Raleigh family, much to their surprise. Eventually, they found out who was responsible, and they couldn't say thank you enough. Well, it's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from the Humane Society of Douglas County. This is Lavender. She's a 2-year-old cat up for adoption in Douglas County. Lavender can be a little shy at first, but she's very sweet and affectionate when she's comfortable with you. She's up to date on her vaccinations and has been spayed, dewormed, and microchipped too. Her adoption fee is just $60. If you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Lavender, then you can call the number on your screen. Still to come, local astronomers are keeping tabs on a very exciting launch tomorrow. We'll tell you all about it after the break.
You asked for my allegiance to America. And you refused to me. Because I gave it to the world a long time ago. I'm trying to help her, I just don't know how.
Sorry to hear that.
This is a national security situation.
No, it is a family situation.
Superman and Lois. New episodes Tuesday, January 11th. Only on the CW.
A deadly storm system tore through America's heartland. The people of Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee have a long road to recovery. And now it's time for each of us to help heal the heartland. Text HL Tornado to 51555 and donate to the Salvation Army relief efforts. Every donation goes directly to relief efforts in those areas. Learn more at CBS3Duluth.com. Live, local, CBS3, helping heal the heartland.
CBS3 Newsroom, this is Kristen.
The snow may not be falling yet, but we'll bring it to Duluth.
Is encouraging safe
30 in the morning. Winter snow.
To talk about.
Multiple departments on scene. We'll take you there live now.
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
When news breaks, be the first to know with CBS3. Alerting you with our mobile app, taking you live to the scene.
There is currently a fire underway.
Bringing you complete coverage on air.
Inside the deck.
Showing you what's happening now, what's next, how it affects you. Focused on urgency. Focused on accuracy. When news breaks in your neighborhood, be the first to know. With live, local CBS3.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
You can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
All of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
A revolutionary telescope is set to take off for the great beyond tomorrow. NASA developed the Webb Space Telescope, and its goal is to better explain galaxies beyond our reach and even possibly help discover new planets. The Webb Telescope will replace the Hubble telescope as the most powerful, complex space observatory. Local amateur astronomer Bob King, better known as Astro Bob, has been studying this launch for a long time now.
6 times the area. The mirror on the telescope is 6 times larger than the Hubble Space Telescope mirror. And it's also optimized not for visual light that we use, but is optimized instead for infrared light.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear from a UMD professor about how this telescope could make a big difference in his classroom. By the way, a former UW-Madison grad will lead that launch tomorrow. A Green Bay man will show off his talents tomorrow on arguably one of Wisconsin's most hallowed grounds. Over the past 2 decades, Scott Ramsey has been one of the country's most noted opera singers. But this Christmas, he's returning to his hometown's frozen tundra for a special performance of the national anthem at Lambeau Field. Well, Ramsey says just being there to watch the Packers take on the Browns is more than enough for him. Performing on that stage is a Christmas wish come true.
Just so honored. I'm obviously a big Aaron Rodgers fan, so I was like, oh, I just want to sing one last time while Aaron's still playing. So it really makes it really makes my holiday, quite frankly, to be able to do it, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And best of luck to him. The NFC North champions kick off against the 7-7 Browns tomorrow at 3:30.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News this Christmas Eve, Steve Hartman goes on the road with the story of an unlikely therapist lending an ear to strangers. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Dear Lifehouse, when people ask who raised me, I say you.
I was homeless, lost, and alone.
You helped me find my way.
You helped me up.
I started to believe someone could love me.
I'm doing things I never thought I could.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lifehouse has been rooted in hope for 30 years, with a mission to reconnect homeless and street youth to their dreams. We never give up on our youth, ever.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital. We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
The Supreme Court building behind me is once again at the center of a monumental battle. Tonight, a congressional investigation sparked by reporting from CBS News. Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Kristen Vaki is as local as our evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing Taconite are scrambling the Menorca mine, family heritage, and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Vaki on Live Local CBS 3.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining.
Brought to you by Range Regional Airport. Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke every Tuesday at 10. Only on live local CBS 3.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News. Live at 5, here's a live look from Canal Park on this Christmas Eve. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6. At least 3 major airlines were forced to cancel dozens of flights on this Christmas Eve. Delta and United all blamed the Omicron variant. They didn't have enough crew members to keep up with the busy holiday travel season. U.S.-based Delta and United canceled a combined 300 flights today. Both those airlines fly in and out of Duluth, but DLH reps say no flights here were impacted. And tonight at 6, a legendary Duluth hockey rink celebrates 50 years. We hear from those who shed a little blood, sweat, and tears at the Woodland neighborhood's infamous Freiburger Arena about how it became the community staple we know it as today. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.